9. Take 4th canto, chapter 30, the activities of the Prachetas, text 29. Yenopaśāntir bhūtānāṁ kṣullakānām apīhatām antarhito antar-hṛdaye kasmān no veda nāśiṣaḥ yenopaśāntir bhūtānāṁ kṣullakānām apīhatām antarhito antar-hṛdaye kasmān no veda nāśiṣaḥ yenopaśāntir bhūtānāṁ kṣullakānām apīhatām antarhito antar-hṛdaye kasmān no veda nāśiṣaḥ yenopaśāntir bhūtānāṁ kṣullakānām apīhatām antarhito antar-hṛdaye kasmān no veda nāśiṣaḥ
yenopaśāntir bhūtānāṁ kṣullakānām apīhatām antarhito antar-hṛdaye kasmān no veda nāśiṣaḥ
yenopaśāntir bhūtānāṁ
kṣullakānām apīhatām antarhito antar-hṛdaye kasmān no veda nāśiṣaḥ yenopaśāntir bhūtānāṁ kṣullakānām apīhatām antarhito antar-hṛdaye kasmān no veda nāśiṣaḥ.
Mataji's.
yenopaśāntir bhūtānāṁ
kṣullakānām apīhatām antarhito antar-hṛdaye
kasmān no veda nāśiṣaḥ.
Yena, by which process upaśāntiḥ, satisfaction of all desires, bhūtānāṁ, of the living entities, kṣullakānām, very much fallen, although, īhatām, desiring many things, antarhitaḥ, hidden, antarhṛdaye, in the core of the heart, kasmāt, why, our, veda, he knows, not, āśiṣaḥ, desires. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. When the Lord out of his natural compassion thinks of his devotee, by the process only are all desires of the neophyte devotee fulfilled. The Lord is situated in every living entity's heart, although the living entity may be very insignificant. The Lord knows everything about the living entity, including all his desires. Although we are very insignificant, why should the Lord not know our desires? Please repeat after me. When the Lord, out of his natural compassion, thinks of his devotee, by that process only, are all desires of the neophyte devotee fulfilled. Why don't you wait till I finish? Are all the desires of the neophyte devotee fulfilled? The Lord is situated in every living entity's heart. You do one thing, don't look at the book. You hear me and then repeat. Hear me and repeat. Don't look at the mobile phone and things. Start from the beginning. Try to understand. When the Lord, out of his natural compassion, thinks of his devotee, by that process only, are all desires of the neophyte devotee fulfilled. The Lord is situated in every living entity's heart. Although the living entity may be very insignificant, the Lord knows everything about the living entity, including all his desires. Although we are very insignificant, why should the Lord not know our desires? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. A very advanced devotee does not think himself advanced. He is always very humble. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his plenary expansion as the Paramatma or Super Soul sits in everyone's heart and can understand the attitudes and desires of his devotees. The Lord also gives opportunity to the non-devotees to fulfill their desires, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Whatever a living entity desires, however insignificant he may be, is noted by the Lord, who gives him a chance to fulfill his desires. If the desires of the non-devotees are fulfilled, why not those of the devotees? A pure devotee simply wants to engage in the service of the Lord without material desire. And if he wants this within the core of his heart, where the Lord is situated, and if he is without ulterior motive, why should the Lord not understand? If a sincere devotee renders service to the Lord or to the Archa Vigraha, the form of the Lord, all his activities prove successful because the Lord is present within his heart and understands his sincerity. Thus, if a devotee with all confidence goes on discharging the prescribed duties of devotional service, he will ultimately attain success. Yenopaśāntir bhūtānāṁ kṣullakānām apīhatām ntar-hṛdaye kasmān veda nāśiṣaḥ. When the Lord, out of his natural compassion, thinks of his devotee, by the process only are all desires of the neophyte devotee fulfilled. The Lord is situated in every living entity's heart, although the living entity may be very insignificant. The Lord knows everything about the living entity, including all his desires. Although we are very insignificant, why should the Lord not know our desires? So the prachetas are offering prayers to the Lord. Now this has come to a very beautiful prayer. What are they saying? That the Lord is seated in everyone's heart. So why shouldn't he understand what is there in the heart of the devotee and fulfill that desire? Now the consideration is what is a devotee's desire and what is a non-devotee's desire. Non-devotee's desire is to enjoy this material nature, whereas a devotee's desire is to serve the Lord, to please the Lord. That is the only difference. Desires are there. It is not that when you become spiritually situated, you don't have any desire. That's what some yogis misunderstand. In the Yoga Sutra, it has been pointed out, atha chitta vritti nirodha. The first sutra of yoga is atha chitta vritti nirodha or yoga chitta vritti nirodha. The process of yoga is meant for stopping the vrittis, the waves, thought waves of the mind. Therefore, they misunderstand that purpose of yoga is not to think or not to desire. But actually they don't understand that the purpose is that stop your material desires. Mind will not be able to stop thinking because mind's business is to think. Therefore Krishna is not saying stop the activities of the mind, but Krishna is saying man manabhav. That is the secret. Not that you don't think, not that you don't desire, but stop your material desires. Therefore, it's so important to have a teacher or a guru. Guru means a teacher. Because just by reading the books we do not understand. We need the teacher to explain what the meaning is. Like if we read the text, Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, and the first sutra is atho chitta vritti nirodha. What is the vritti of the mind? Chitta vritti. Vritti means activity. But how can the activity of the mind be stopped? Just as Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, nahi kaścit kshanam api jatu tishtati akarmakrit. Without acting, one cannot stay. Everybody has to act. Kaścit kshanam api, even for a moment. So in a similar way, just mind is also a part of the body, a good part of the body, a subtle part of the body. As a matter of fact, the gross part of the body may be stopped. Activities of the gross body may be stopped. But the subtle body activity cannot be stopped. Like one may sit quietly without moving. But still his activities cannot be stopped. The heart will be beating. He may be sitting like that, not moving. But heart is beating. The lungs is breathing. Stomach is digesting. All these activities are going on. So we can see that just sitting down quietly doesn't mean stopping the activities. The activities are going on. Internal activities are going on. We can't stop them. Then what to speak of the mind? The mind continues to act. Mind will continue to think. Mind cannot stay without thinking. You have to think of something. Only time the mind doesn't think when one is in deep sleep, which is called shushupti, which means entering into the region of darkness, where the activities of the mind stops. Like that is the region one enters after death. If he is not in a ghost body. If he is in a ghost body, then he is thinking also. Ghost body means subtle body. He doesn't have a gross body. This body is finished. But the subtle body is still there. The soul is affected by the subtle body. Therefore, we have to understand that the real way of stopping the activities of the mind means stopping the materialistic activities of the mind. The mind, when it desires sense gratification, that activity should be stopped. But how can that be stopped? By engaging the mind in spiritual activity. Think about Krishna. Then that is wonderful. And that is devotional service. Man-mana bhavo. With your mind you just think of me. Then the mind will become spiritualized. That's how one spiritualizes his subtle body. So it is here described, when the Lord out of his natural compassion thinks of his devotee, by the process only are all desires of the neophyte devotee fulfilled. Now, when does the Lord think, or when does one realizes that the Lord is thinking about him? When he projects his mind onto the Lord's lotus feet. That means devotional service. So by executing devotional service, a devotee's desires are fulfilled. Because devotee is not desiring anything for his enjoyment. A devotee is not aspiring for any result of his action. He is offering it to Krishna. Krishna, I am doing it for you. You decide what you want to do. And when Krishna sees that a devotee is simply trying to please him, then Krishna becomes favorably disposed to him. Otherwise, as I mentioned yesterday's class, otherwise Krishna is upadrashta, witness, standing there watching, what are you doing? And accordingly Krishna is giving the results. Anumanta. You are desiring, and Krishna is saying, okay, fulfill your desire. Right desires will give you happiness, wrong desires will give you distress. And what is the rightest activity? What is the rightest desire? To desire to please Krishna. And then then the verse is going on to the next page. The Lord is situated in every living entity's heart, although the living entity may be very insignificant. Antarhito, ntar-hṛdaye. Being hidden. He is hiding in the heart. As if he is hiding, because we cannot see him. Being situated in the heart of a devotee, not only a devotee, the Lord is situated in every living entity's heart, no matter how insignificant it is. Like he is situated even in the heart of a grass. He is situated even in the heart of an insect. He is situated even in the heart of a microbe. Now, why he is situated in the heart of the living entity? No matter whatever his condition may be. Because he cares for him. Because they are his parts and parcel. Now this finger is a part of my body. If this part becomes cut off and separated, then how the body will react? Although the finger may not understand what's happening, but the whole body will become so concerned to put it back. Right? So similarly, we may not be aware of what we are, what's happening to us, being separated from Krishna. But Krishna is always eager. Because we are his parts and parcel. Parts may not understand its connection to the whole, but the whole is concerned about its connection. But here one factor between this finger and living entity, we have to understand that this example is not complete because the finger doesn't have independence, whereas we have independence. We can think and we can decide. We may not understand what is happening to us, and we may not understand how eagerly Krishna wanting us to go back to Him. But when we are reminded about that, that's why there is a need of coming in contact with a Vaishnava. That's why there is a need to have a spiritual master. Because a spiritual master reminds us about what happened to us. He reminds us, look, you are part and parcel of Krishna. Otherwise we do not know. But we may react when we are reminded, but Krishna doesn't need any reminder. Krishna knows. Maya is part and parcel. Why did it get separated from me? I want it. So that is why Krishna Prabhupada said that if we take one step towards Krishna, Krishna will take 1,000 steps, million steps to pick us up. That one step means if we simply desire to go back to Krishna, that's all we need. We simply desire. That is the one step. We don't really have to do anything. We simply have to earnestly desire, Krishna, I want to go back to you. So the choice is there. Do I want to stay here or do I want to go back? The choice is, like we come to devotional service, we join ISKCON. Then the choice is, do we want to go to America or do we want to go to Golok Vrindavan? Do we want to go back to Godhead? America or Bombay or Timbuktu, wherever it is. If our desire is material, we are missing the opportunity. Then Krishna said, you came so close to me and still you're turning your face away from me. You're turning away from me. You came so close, you got the opportunity to become a devotee, you got the opportunity to come back to me, and still you don't want to come back to me. And that is what Maya will always be testing. Are you ready to go to Krishna? Let me see. What do you want? Maya will give the temptations. Maya will say, what do you want? Dhanam? Okay, take it. So much dhanam. Janam, Sundarim. What do you want? Everything is there for you. Come, enjoy. That will be Maya's test. But what should be our attitude? Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. But the most important part is the next factor. Mama janmani janmanishare bhavatad bhakti rahaitu ketve. That life after life, my Lord, I simply want to serve you. Besides that, I do not want anything. So when dhanam janam sundarim allurements come, what should we do? Maya Devi, please, please bless me that I can overcome that temptation. Please give me the strength. Please give me the intelligence that I can overcome your test. I can pass your test. I know it's your test. You are giving this temptation simply to test me, whether I am ready, whether I am qualified to go back to your brother. Because Maya Devi, Subhadra Devi, is Krishna's brother, Yogamaya. Mahamaya is there, that's her expansion. But our prayer is, please help me that I can overcome all these temptations that are presented to me. So that is the attitude that we have to develop. Knowing that the Lord is there in our heart and He is trying to get us back to Him. Otherwise, what business does He have to be in our heart, be with us all the time? Krishna doesn't have any need to be with us. He is with us simply because of that reason. When are you going to desire to come to me? When you are going to turn towards your face towards me? That's what Krishna wants. The Lord knows everything about the living entity, including all his desires. So we have to be very careful what we are desiring. Externally, nice tilak, kantimala, saffron cloth. Externally looking very much like a devotee. But internally, Krishna is not going to see us from there. Krishna is seeing us from here. Krishna is seeing what is there going on in our heart. On the other hand, externally, whatever our appearance may be like, but from the heart, Krishna knows what we want. That is what really matters. So Krishna consciousness is a process of cultivating our heart, developing the right attitude, developing the right desire, developing the desire to serve Krishna and not anything about sense gratification. But Krishna will provide. Krishna will provide. Okay, you are serving me. Live in a big palace. Our temples are better than palaces. Is there any building like this building here? So Krishna is providing. Nice food. How many people can afford the kind of food that we have? They can't even eat. When we are relishing our lunch prasad, they're struggling in the office. They got 15 minutes, put something in their mouth. Whereas devotees eating nicely, living nicely, and having a holiday. Devotee's life is an eternal holiday. Those people, those who work outside, what is their mentality like? How do you feel? Sombar aa gaye, काम में जाना होगा. और आज शुक्रवार है, कल और परसों छुट्टी. Right? Looking up to this Saturday and Sunday, and on Monday Moras. But do we look at the calendar like that? What day is today? No. For devotees, it's an endless holiday. Who can enjoy life like that? Only devotees can. We live in a palace, but not as a king, but as a servant of the king of the kings. So how does the servant of the king? We're not an ordinary king servant. So in that way, being the servant of the kings means also to become a king, because he is the king of the kings. To be his servant. We are not really kings. We are princes. No responsibility. Let Father take care of everything. So that is how wonderful Krishna consciousness is. So, although we are very insignificant, why should the Lord not know our desires? Devotee, no matter how advanced he thinks always, I am an insignificant person. It is not that when we make advancement, we think that, oh, now I have become a big devotee. As a matter of fact, it works in a reverse way. The more we advance, the more we feel how insignificant we are. A neophyte thinks that he is the best devotee. He is the only devotee. That's the attitude of a neophyte. He is the only devotee. But as he makes advancement, then he begins to recognize other devotees. And then, as a uttamadhikari, he feels completely insignificant. He feels that everybody else became a devotee, only I couldn't become a devotee. But no matter how insignificant we may be, Krishna being situated in our heart knows what is going on there. So with that attitude, we must keep on rendering a devotional service to Krishna. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Any question?
Mentioned about what the attitude of a devotee should be. To desire only Krishna's pleasure and not Ladanam. But most of the times we see that it's actually, we try to do it, but it's more artificial. The feeling doesn't come. But we force ourselves because intellectually we know that this is how we are supposed to be. But that feeling doesn't come naturally. So,
what to do? Pray to Krishna. Krishna, I am trying, but still the feeling is not coming naturally. Please help me. Just, like that will work. If we are unable, then Krishna is there. He'll understand. He will help. So at every step we can pray to Krishna, and that will make us Krishna conscious. Krishna conscious means to be aware of Krishna in whichever way we do. Through our service, through our prayers, or just by being surrendered. So we have to and prayers that's why so important. Pray. Remember that chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a prayer. Even when the devotees say, "Wait, my mind is going, I can't concentrate." Okay, pray to Krishna while chanting. Krishna, please help my mind. Like it's running here, there and everywhere. I do not know how to control it. Please you help me. Please do something about it. At every step we can actually pray to Krishna. Not only when we go to the temple and stand in front of the deities that we can make the prayers. We can offer our prayers all the time. Because Krishna being in this heart, Krishna will listen. Giriraj Das from Gurgaon. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam at your lotus feet. Thank you for a wonderful class. As you explained about desires, many a times I find that desires come subconsciously as we ourselves do not know what desires we are carrying. What should be our mood when we see such desires cropping up inside us? What should we pray for? Okay, you said it. What should you pray for? So pray to Krishna. Krishna The desires are coming. Please wash them away. Drive them away from my mind. Please, you can do anything. I am not able to control my mind. But you are the supreme controller. Please control my mind. So that is like we can always pray to Krishna in whatever state, whatever situation we are. We can also pray to Krishna when you have some nice opportunity. Krishna, thank you so much, you gave me such nice opportunity. When you are taking prasad, Krishna's so kind of you that you are giving me this wonderful prasad. Not that we should just say the prayer only before taking prasad. Krishna bado dayamay koribare jiva. I mean, at every bite we can actually remember that prayer. That is how it should be. Not that only one time offer the prayer and then forget it. Not that only one time go to Mangalartik, offer the prayers and forget it. The rest of the day. No. All the time. And there is such a wonderful opportunity to pray to Krishna. And by doing that, we purify our consciousness. By doing that, we please Krishna. Yes, what's your question?
My question is, whatever sometimes my dream is very my dream
बांग्लाय बोलो
क्या वो मेरा सपना कभी बहुत बुरा आता है, इसलिए कुछ डिस्टर्ब होता है माइंड.
तो क्या बोला अभी? अगर संभालना नहीं सकते हो तो भगवान के पास प्रार्थना करो. मेरे पास प्रार्थना करने से फायदा नहीं होगा. भगवान के पास प्रार्थना करो, काम होगा. ठीक है, दिल में बैठे हैं भगवान, सुनेंगे. और भगवान अंतर्जामी केवल नहीं, भगवान सर्वशक्तिमान है. भगवान सब कुछ संभालने वाला है. यस, साधन सिद्ध. Okay.
Like day before yesterday, on the first day when you came, you mentioned something about like expanding of consciousness. So there are 5 types.
Anyway, let it be. Let's deal with questions today pertaining to today's class, because I don't want to divert to another direction. Any other question pertaining to today's class? I'll answer it at the end. Any other question? Yes.
I feel I have been praying for a long time, and but I'm still stuck.
It's not a prayer. You sincerely pray and show it. What are you doing? Like what are you doing? What are you doing now?
Right now I'm traveling a little bit.
Why are you traveling? You're a brahmachari, you shouldn't travel like that. You should stay in a temple and render service. Yeah, that shows that you are not submissive. You are just independently traveling around. When you become a sannyasi, then you can travel and preach. As a brahmachari, you stay in a temple and serve. Where are you staying? ISKCON Mayapur. Then what are you doing here?
I had some work in Bhubaneswar and Bombay, so I had to finish that. So on the way I come to Mayapur.
Okay, that's what I mean. Okay, so continue to pray, Krishna will answer. If the prayer is sincere, if your intention is sincere, Sharango Sharanagoti hoibe jahar, tahar prarthana shune, Shri Nanda Kumar. Nanda Kumar will listen to the prayers when there is surrender, Sharanagati, sixfold Sharanagati. Then only Krishna will hear.
When we worship the deity in Bhagavatam, we said that it removes the 5 types of ignorance. How does it? What are the 5 types of ignorance? And how does it?
There, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur dealt with that. I don't clearly remember all 5, but there are 5 types of ignorance that has been described in Madhurya Kadambini. Avidya, Ashmita, Avidya, Rag Desh, Abhinivesh. Avidya, Ashmita, Rag Desh, Abhinivesh. Thank you.
Prabhupada sometimes said this: if we take one step towards Krishna, Krishna helps us 1,000 and million times. But when I'm going to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then I want to keep my mind fixed in Krishna. But some positive things, maybe spirituality comes in my mind, then automatically it's there from the memory.
That means you are taking the step and then you are thinking maybe. Right? Trying to take the step and not quite taking the step. Maybe later. So halfway. Take the step fully. Krishna, I am yours. Best. You take care of me. I am surrendering myself to you. Okay, yes, what is your question that day before yesterday's class?
What does mean by like expanding consciousness? Like, there are 5 types of consciousness. So, like in other yogis they used to sit in one place and they could perceive, like when they had to reach up to the level of samadhi, they could see and they could perceive whatever is happening in each and every corner of this universe.
So do you want to try that?
Yes.
No, I'm asking, do you want to try that? Then what should you do?
Like, in devotional point of view, what does it mean by like expanding consciousness?
Expanding means consciousness becomes aware of Krishna. Krishna conscious. That is the expansion of consciousness. Right? When you become conscious of Krishna, when you become aware of Krishna, then the consciousness automatically expands. Brahmanda Gaurdas, Mayapur. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept our humble obeisances at your lotus feet. We are obliged for today's wonderful class on desires and how to control it. I think that I am very close to my Gurudev, Krishna, etc. So I am an advanced devotee, but why not I am able to think that I am an insignificant. So Maharaj, please advise how and what is method which can help me to develop this mood of real position. Anyway, don't worry about whether you advance or not, just continue to surrender, try to surrender. It is through the surrender that our advancement will really take place. It is not that I have been initiated, I am in ISKCON for so many years, I have studied so many books. They are helpful, but the real criteria is to surrender. And when you surrender, then automatically you'll feel insignificant. When you surrender, then this feeling of insignificance will automatically be there. That when there is a feeling that I am not, as you are saying, that in spite of everything you are not feeling insignificant, it automatically translates into, if that is really the case, that there is lack of surrender. Because when one surrenders, then he automatically becomes small, insignificant. Raman Reti Das, Hyderabad. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam at your lotus feet. You have told Lord takes 1,000 steps if you take one step. I want to know how many steps Mayadevi takes. In similar analogy. Mayadevi doesn't take the step. Mayadevi ties you, pulls you back. Don't go, don't go. You are trying to go. Maya says, don't go. So that is how Maya works. Krishna, you are taking the step towards Krishna. Krishna is ready to take. But Mayadevi is saying, don't go, don't go. That's a waste of time. Don't trust him. After all, like you have this one wonderful opportunity. Take that. So much money, so many beautiful women, so many followings, so many followers, so much comfortable living. So why are you giving this up? So that is how Maya is working. You are trying to take the step and Maya is pulling. Okay, thank you all very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. So tomorrow I am leaving. So this is today is the last class for this time. So everyone, be very good devotees. Everyone, as I said, whenever you have any difficulty in your spiritual life, pray to Krishna. Pray to Krishna. And always remember this, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a prayer. So offer this prayer knowingly, not just mechanically chant. Offer it with feeling. Offer it with understanding. Offer it with consciousness. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Those who are from Mayapur, there is a flood in Mayapur. It started yesterday. It was happening, it was coming, but yesterday Mayapur started to flood. This flooded after 7-8 years. Last flood was in 2007. I think that year the Vaspuja Guru Prabhupada Memorial Festival was in Mayapur. I remember that flood started. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande.